Hello everyone, I hope you are well. This is going to be a genuinely short video and not just my relative short, I mean actually a short video on just some workflow tips for massive composing templates, specifically orchestral ones. The way people work is very different. So maybe you're in a position where you're trying to figure out the best way of working and you're still not quite sure. So I'll just show you two different ways you can organize your templates. One will kind of let you just do plug and play, and then the other is a lot more meticulous and methodical and logical. But I think depending on the scenario, you might actually want to change between the two. So if you've not already seen my video on articulation versus key switching and stuff on the templates, please watch that beforehand, otherwise you might be a little bit confused. But yeah, otherwise let me just jump straight in and I will show you exactly what I mean. So here is one of my larger orchestral templates that I've got at the moment. So if I take all the folders out here, so I've got my percussion, I've got tuned percussion, and then I've got longs, shorts, harps and pianos. I've just tweaked this. So initially this was set up, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to show up, but I've got these two different main templates that I'm using at the moment. So if I just reopen Timbres, but don't actually activate it, here we go. What you should see is, with the exception of these random ones here, I've got it split by like woodwind, brass, harps, pianos, and then within each of those, then I've got, you know, these are like my generic ones, and then I've got like within there, I've got the BBC legatos, the long stuff, so that could be like your sustained stuff, your fancy kind of other bits, pizzicato, and then the shorts, and then yeah, similar type of trend going into the brass and the woodwind section. Now, I found myself lately, because I'm doing some like covers and things, that's not been working for me. It's great when I'm actually doing proper composing, but let me just go back full screen. Yeah, great when I'm actually doing like dedicated composing, but when I'm kind of just trying to improvise really quickly, sometimes it's a little bit more cumbersome to actually try and jump in and out of those. Like if I want to just select loads of my short instruments, you know, like my articulations or stuff, it's a little bit more fiddly. So the way I did it, let me just flip back onto the other one. Yeah, the way I did this one then is, I'm still not finalized it, but I just wanted to kind of go through the process and the thinking. So I split out all the woodwind stuff first, and then I just split it into all the legato stuff, and then all the long form stuff. Now these are all disabled, so you know, they'll be hidden. But if I'm going to just like jump on my keyboard now, I want to be able to just select them all and start playing them. I don't know why I've got some staccato strings playing as well. I'll look at that in a sec, but I don't want to have to like spend time like clicking, you know, this section, then that section, and then going down here, clicking another section. Part of me just wants to go, okay, let's select the entire thing and just play something in. Now you're going to hear some clicking and popping and stuff. One thing to watch out for is if you're doing these types of like big complex things, you wouldn't just grab the entire folder without kind of mitigating something somewhere, unless you've got an absolutely killer computer. I say that, I've got a very good computer. Still need to do a little bit of mitigation with some of the like more unoptimized plugins, like the BBC Symphony Orchestra ones, right? But the idea is I can just jump in here, grab all the sustained stuff, and then start recording stuff in if I wanted to. The other way, just to show that, where I'm kind of dipping in and out of, so let's say I've got all of these open. So like strings, here we go. So if I'm trying to just grab like a couple of legato lines that are a mixture of maybe some woodwind, a mixture of horns, you know, like this, and then a mixture of some strings. Even if I organise it in the best way possible, which I've not, I'll be honest, you see, I just clicked off one accidentally, and then all of a sudden I've got to go back and start redoing it all over again. So it's just these little simple workflow things that I find can be really beneficial. So everyone works in different ways. Some people use expression mapping, some people use key switching, some people use articulation templates. Again, if you're not sure on which one's which, and that's just blew your mind, I have done another video looking specifically at that type of stuff. But yeah, have a little play about what works for you. I feel like the way to start is make your massive template with all your stuff in it that you want. Disable the stuff that you're not going to use very often, and keep enabled the stuff that you are going to use quite frequently. Group it all, do all your routing and your reverbs and your mixing and stuff. If that's something if you're going to get it as like a plug and play template, you probably do your mixing on it as well. You save that as your kind of starting templates. And then rather than just having one, like save variations of it, because you'll never know when you'll just be sat there going, oh, I just quickly need to lash a few melodic lines on here. And it's like, well, actually, this format now, I can just, jump straight in. Everyone's workflow is different. I'm not going to sit and say what the best one is. I'm still finding mine, I'll be honest. I keep changing my mind. But yeah, I feel like this is much better a way if you're just wanting to quickly sketch some ideas in. I could hit record on that, right, go grab all my short stuff down here, maybe mix in just a couple of elements I'm after. Yeah, you'll have the ducker that's cutting some of that sound. I could start just quickly chucking stuff in. So, yeah, food for thought. Might be helpful for some people. For the few people that it might be helpful for, yeah, take away from that is build your main template and don't be scared of kind of making sub-templates where even just where the tracks are arranged in different formats, or you've got a pre-mixed one, one's mixed, because that's the secret to just being able to go, right, okay, let's start lashing loads of songs out. If you've not got your templates in order and you're just running off a track that's really good, and then you're like, okay, well, I want to make some more versions of that track now. It's really, really, really difficult without having a template. And it's not even a secret. I was going to say it's a best kept secret, but it's not even a secret anymore. So just, yeah, have a little play about. If you get completely stuck and you're like, oh my God, where do we even begin? Or you want some help actually making templates, drop me a message. I will happily set up some time. So, if you're on Cubase or Reaper or something, I will quite happily sit on a call with you and try and help you get something set up. And if that's something people end up needing and enjoying, I'll do it a little bit more. Maybe do a little bit of collaboration and stuff. That being said, 10-minute video, quite impressive for me that. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you've got something useful out of it, leave me a comment, let me know. And yeah, please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of this type of stuff. But thank you very much and see you later.